Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay. I have a pretty long rebuttal, and then I'm going to analyze on the economical platforms enabled by the internet and how they empower the working class. And hopefully, if I'll get to it, I will talk about the democratization of the knowledge required to allocate funds in a society, in the social structure. Okay, let's start. First of all, please note that Avishai didn't fully grasp what Stav was saying. She wasn't saying Marx would be happy because all people in the world will not be consumerist anymore. No, he gave that as an example to how this platform enables and in fact sustains an opposition to hegemonic culture, to hegemonic ideology. So, even if everything you said was true and everybody in this room has an iPhone because he was brainwashed, we still gave a whole lot of people who were exposed and adopted and have the power to reproduce and respread this ideology that opposes hegemony. And just to remind you, I just want to ask, how many people in this room were vegetarians 5 years ago? How many people in this room? We had the internet 5 years ago. How many people are vegetarian or vegan nowadays? A whole lot more. Okay? Okay. Now, we heard that Marx is against free market, like in total. I think we're a little bit confusing between Marxism and Leninism, at least in the praxis of things. But the main thing is what would make Marx ever so happy in his sad little grave is that nowadays the allocation of fund, of capital from the lower classes, from the top classes, from elite to lower classes is much easier than before. And of course the ability for political empowerment is also exists. We heard that the internet is owned by capital owners. Now, I don't think you understand the internet. Google does not own the internet. If you want to search something and you don't want to use Google, use Bing, use Yahoo. Nobody owns the internet. Like, there is always a possibility to switch for something else. And the fact that you have a Facebook account doesn't mean you are owned by capital powers. It means that now I have the power to spread Gary Yourofsky's movie to everybody I know, including people in other countries. Let's go to my very first point. Now, let's talk about the economical platform. Now, Stav spoke beautifully about the production of culture. I'm going to talk to you about the production of money. And this is also very important, obviously, to the lower classes, and will clash with those guys who are sitting at the end. Okay, as I said, what would make Marx happy if we reallocate the capital, if we make capital more accessible to people who did not have the accessibility to it beforehand. Now, why do we have this power nowadays? There are 3 excellent platforms that I'm going to talk to you about. The first is crowdfunding. The second is a donation platform, and the third is e-commerce platforms. Now, let's talk about what happens before. Why crunch? Sorry, I have to stop you. Okay, let's talk about, in traditional history, in traditional industry, basically the capital was and still in many ways is concentrated in the hands of, the 1%, like the banks, certain people who run the funding, the hedge funds, the investment funds, and so forth. Now, the chance of somebody from a lower class, somebody who wasn't in the right, in the right social circle, somebody who didn't graduate in the right business school, the chance of such people, like myself, to get money for their startup company is very close to zero. Meaning, but nowadays, meaning some people have succeeded, but a whole lot less people got the chance to. Now we have the platform for crowdfunding, meaning the masses themselves can give me dollar to dollar to enable me to start my own business and empower me without me being always dependent upon the cultural, the power structure. Now, as we know that it happens, we see it especially in the third world, where websites like Kiva run microfinance financing through crowdsourcing to business owners in the third world. These are people that otherwise would have been dramatically poor for the rest of their life. Second, donation. I'm going to talk about the Obama campaign, but it's a great example for everything. Not yet. Okay, what did we see? We saw a lower class, working class hero. He wasn't connected to the millionaire donors. What did he do? He used the information platform and the donation platform enabled by the internet, by this technology, and it helped other working class people to give money, to run their own agenda, to run their candidate, and really, truly apply their political power. POI, anybody?
Yes.
Yes.
If you are in Google Shops, when you look for a camera, the first result that you're getting is basically of capital owners who paid Google in order to take your money.
Thank you. Okay. Some people will always buy the cheapest. Some people don't care about the China. But a whole lot of people who otherwise would have not have known what's really going on now will know, so less people will buy. It's very simple math. Okay, but also it connects to the third point of my economical platform, and it's the e-commerce platform. Today, you can establish your own e-commerce platform as cheaply as like $30 a month. I know it because I sell it to people. Okay, this is a revolution to the small-time producers. Why? Because in traditional industry, the small-time producer, he was captive, he was hostage of the distribution companies, of the main department store, and so forth. He did not have any other outlet for financial power. But for example, as we heard today, record companies and artists, right? But nowadays we have direct e-commerce platform that empower people who otherwise would have been always dependent upon the tyrannical contracts of the big time capital. Yeah, those assholes who always keep them down and take for themselves the main of their profit. So what have I shown you today? I've shown you an actual, true economical benefit, an actual way for lower classes for more political power, more money, and allocation of funds. Please, for closing.